very much. Thank you. Whoa. Yes. Thank you. I'm Ed Marisiak. I'm the man in the chair, and this is East Toronto Living. And in this video, we're gonna be talking about an article from blog.to, and it's titled, "Here's how much the average home in Toronto is expected to cost by 2032. So if you want to hear more about this article, stay tuned. Hey friends, before we continue, if you can all do me a really big favor, smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, because it just helps the algorithm, and it just really helps the channel a lot. And leave comments for me. I want to answer your questions, and it just keeps the channel moving and flowing. And we've been experiencing a lot of great things with the channel. And I thank you all. Thank you all, my subscribers. You're the best. I really do appreciate it. You're very much appreciated. Also, if you have any questions about any of the properties that we've been featuring, or if you want to get out and look at some properties, here's my contact information. Call me, text me, email me, send me a carrier pigeon, and let's get out, look at some properties. Or hey, if you're from out of town, let's have a Zoom meeting, talk about your real estate needs. Okay, without further ado, this reporting, once again, is from blog.to, and I'm gonna leave an image here so you can look up the article. But it's titled, "Here's how much the average home in Toronto is expected to be worth by 2032. Okay. So, I mean, it's no secret. We've had a somewhat slow market for the last year. And I mean, certainly there's been a lot of reporting, a lot of negative reporting about what it is. So something I heard, another realtor on another blog pointed something out, and I mean, I knew this, but I also I've never articulated it quite in the same way. There's really no such thing as a bad market. There are only three different kinds of markets. You have a buyer's market, you have a seller's market, or you have a balanced market. None of them are bad, none of them are good. Now, again, when I had my friend Victor, he also pointed out a market could be bad for one person and good for the other. In this market that we are in currently, it's a buyer's market. And it's great for buyers because this is something unprecedented. This has never happened before. What we're experiencing right now is we have prices have fallen, and we have low interest rates. That's never happened at least as far as I've been alive. That has never happened before. But anyway, let's dive into this article, because it's kind of interesting. I'm very curious as to where they get their numbers from. But it talks about how unaffordable the Toronto market is. Okay, let's be honest, friends. Toronto is, if it's not the most expensive city to live in, it's the second most. It's either Toronto or Vancouver. They seem to flip-flop. And it's expensive, there's no question. Toronto is expensive for a lot of folks. But here's the thing. You don't need to live in Toronto. I mean, 1 hour from Toronto, outside of Toronto, prices drop by half. And if you go even further, there's even more savings. So and also you've got transit accessibility into Toronto. I mean, you've got the GO train. The GO train now goes all the way up to Barrie. It goes as far as Hamilton. Well, that's been around. That GO train route has been as long as I could remember. I've actually rode it many times to Hamilton. And you've got also the other direction too, as far as Newcastle. Actually, the GO train stops in Oshawa, but you get a bus from Oshawa to Bowmanville and Newcastle. So lots of people can commute if you need to. Enough of that. Let's get to this article again. So it talks about that the market's been hurling downwards, and okay, yes, prices have dropped, and what's been driving this downward spiral is the condo market. I mean, a lot, and that's attributed to a lot of overbuilding and the sudden increase in rates. Plus, now we have our friends down south causing trouble there with tariffs and so forth. So there's a lot of economic uncertainty, and folks right now are putting their plans on hold to buy. But this is interesting right here because there's a section here in this article. It says, back in 2024, an old home in Toronto as of 2024 costs around 1.4. Okay, yes, there are properties that have sold for that much. That there's no question, but that's not the average. That's not the average price. So yeah, homes have sold and quite a bit more, but quite a bit less, and lots of them, especially in the last couple of years. Which makes us one of the most impossible affordable cities and properties in the world. Well, no. Whoever wrote this article hasn't been to London, England, hasn't been to New York City, hasn't been to Hong Kong, hasn't been to Rome or Berlin. All these Vienna properties there are considerably more. LA, and right in the core LA, it's certainly just is considerably more expensive. So okay, this is all very interesting. So what they've done, they've compiled some statistics, and the numbers have been generated by AI at Concordia University. So what their findings were here. It says that they're basing 2024 that property is 1.4 million. So that wasn't the average price in 2024, friends. We're going to get to what the actual price was in 2024 for the average house. But okay, so what they've done, they've gotten AI to generate some numbers here, and they inflated it by, this is what it says, by another 100,000 to come up with the 2025 numbers. And the 25 numbers, according to this, is 1.5 million. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of houses have sold for 1.5 million, but these are pretty nice houses. Okay, but there's plenty of way less. And then, so now it's by 2032, they reckon, according to this AI generation, that property is going to be another 400,000. So by 2032, the total will be 1.8 million by 2032. Okay. This is a joke, guys. Okay, so I'm going to go here to Toronto Real Estate Market Watch, and this is here are the facts. This isn't AI generated. This is actual numbers here. Okay, as of July 2025, the average selling price in Toronto is $1,051,719, and that was a drop of 5.5% year over year. So at the same time, last year, it was around 1.1 million. So that was the average. That's taking the average. That's including condominiums. That's including freehold. That's including all the high-end properties. When we put it all together, this is what we get. So I don't know where they're getting this 1.4 million from. And then they just threw another 100,000 on top. That's a joke. Real estate went down from 2024 to 2025, went down in price, 5.5%. So right away, this is laughable. So this is what people, and this is what people are watching, and they're putting stock in silly reporting like this. Now I'm a big fan of Blog TL. They for the most part, their reporting is good, but this is ridiculous. This is not true. This is unsubstantiated. So okay, let's move on. Let's just. I don't have my calculator here. Okay, but let's just do some math here. I'm gonna do some mental math here, and I'm gonna put the numbers up here. But let's say we take this number right here, 1,150,000. Let's say 1,052,000, round it off. So let's say real estate goes up. I doubt it's going to go up 4% or 5% in the next 12 months. I don't think it's going to do that, but I think let's just say 4%, because historically Toronto has always gone up somewhere between 3 and 5% a year. But prior to 2023, we were experiencing 18%, 11%. We were seeing these insane spikes year over year, and that this caused the feeding frenzy of buyers coming in and just going crazy. But let's just take the past, the historic. If we look at the numbers, from the 60s and 70s, real estate in Toronto typically goes up about 3 to 5%. But let's just do a nice round sort of ish number of 5%. So we're looking at about 50,000 for 2026. We're looking at probably another maybe 55,000 the next year. We're looking at another maybe 60 something thousand the year after. So what is that? Okay, 2025. So 7 years, 7 times 50, so we're looking at about 350,000 more. So by my calculation, the average price for a home in Toronto is going to be somewhere around 1.4 million. Not this insane, 1.8 million according to this AI. That's just laughable. And they're showing some statistics here. I guess this is what this population growth, that's really irrelevant at the moment, because we've had a shortage of real estate, yet right now we have a glut in houses. By the way, I said this in one of the last videos, not the last one, but the second last one. We saw 6,100 homes have sold from the Toronto Real Estate Board, and that's really good news, because now we're cutting into some of that inventory that's been sitting. So new listings that came on the market, there was a total of 17,613 houses that were on the market. However, now we had 6,100 homes. So now we're starting, what I mentioned before, and I say it again, we're now cutting into some of the inventory that's been sitting. That's good news. And as it says here, we're actually, the sales are up 4.7%. But the real good news is that the market is tightening up. Yeah, as I was saying, 6,100 homes sold in July 2025, and that's up almost 11%. So that's compared to July 2024, year over year. So we're seeing movement, friends, but also the amount of property, the new listings that came on are way less than what actually sold. So we're cutting into that inventory that's sitting. That's exciting. That means, folks and friends, we're at the bottom, and it's just only going to pick up. I mean, I think a lot of people are just fed up and saying, let's just get out and buy a property. Alrighty, well, I'd say that concludes today's wrap up the market. If you have any questions about real estate, here's my contact information. Text me, call me, email me, send me a carrier pigeon. Also, don't forget to smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and also leave a comment. And don't forget, every Thursday at 5 o'clock I put out a new video, which is today, everyone. So the new video will be up shortly. I gotta rush like crazy to get this edited and, there for your viewing pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.